It is my distinct honor to introduce and welcome our graduation speaker. Named one of Time's 100 Most Influential Speaker, Outstanding Chef, and Humanitarian of the Year by the James Beard Foundation, our speaker is an internationally recognized culinary innovator, author, educator, television personality, and to me, most importantly, humanitarian. Chef José Andrés is a committed advocate of food and hunger issues and is championing the role of chefs in the national debate on food policy. In 2012, he formed World Central Kitchen, a nonprofit that provides smart solutions to hunger and poverty by using the power of food to empower communities and strengthen economies. To date, Chef Andrés and World Central Kitchen, along with Chefs for Puerto Rico, have served over 3.3 million meals in just one of the many events that they've participated in, Hurricane Maria and in Puerto Rico. He is also a remarkable chef. One of my favorite restaurants in the country, Zitinia in DC. He's a pioneer of Spanish tapas in the United States and is really known for his groundbreaking avant-garde cuisine. He has an award-winning group of 30 restaurants plus a food truck located throughout the country and in Mexico City. He's the only chef globally that has both a 2-star Michelin restaurant and 4 Bib Gourmands. His work has earned many awards and distinctions: the 2017 Lifetime Achievement Award from the International Association of Culinary Professionals, the 2015 National Humanities Medal, one of 12 distinguished recipients of the award from the National Endowment for the Humanities from President Obama. He was named EY Master Entrepreneur of the Year in Greater Washington and was awarded the Congressional Hispanic Caucus's Institute Chair's Medallion Award. Most importantly, he's now a Tufts alum. For his leadership in social justice and philanthropy, Dr. Chef Andrés was awarded a doctorate in public service. So please join me in welcoming your fellow alum, Dr. José Andrés.
Thank you very much. All right. Thank you very much. Let's do this. Amazing. I'm so sorry that you have to go through this, really. Alejandra, beautiful words, astonishing, great. Thank you to the trustees of Tufts University, Dean Mossefarian, Dean Solomon, Ambassador Solomon, and everyone who made this commencement possible. And I think this is the time, and maybe it's not my role here, but you join me in giving a big round of applause to all these deans and professors who gave you this amazing education. So, my name is José Andrés, and I'm a cook. And no, don't laugh, I mean, I'm not much more. You know, I have to say, I was kind of a little bit surprised when I was invited to speak here at the Friedman School of Nutrition, Science, and Policy. And the funny thing that even my 3 daughters, when I began sharing this with them, you know, they were like, Daddy, are you sure they invite you to speak at the commencement or to cook for the graduates? So you see what my daughters think of myself. So, and quite frankly, I mean, you know, I am very happy I'm wearing this because my real size is cover. Because again, I'm confused because, you know, I don't know if really the Dean Mossefarian want me here to be the speaker or used to be a laboratory test subject for Nutrition 101. But listen, I'm not gonna lie to you, with chefs like me, especially the ones of you on nutrition, your work is protected forever and ever, amen. I mean, it's a lot of nutrition things to fix thanks to us. But you know, more seriously, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm super humbled to be here to stand before you today. So let's do this. People of Tufts, to the Friedman School class of 2018. Congratulations, you made it. Oh yeah. And you know, I never went to college. I dropped out of high school to enroll in cooking school. I didn't even graduate from cooking school, believe it or not. No even English, you can see it. But I can say I got my graduation in the kitchen of life. And I can say that all of you, you have a very different story than mine, because we all do have different stories. Because you are graduating with degrees in biochemical and molecular nutrition, sustainable water management, agriculture, humanitarian assistance. You apply research, your fellowships, your fieldwork. It has all prepared you for this moment when you pick up your diploma and go off to change the world. Because, let me tell you, changing the world, I think, though, is a phrase that we use too much. Change is overrated. Change doesn't guarantee progress. Change sometimes can be from bad to worse. So guys, let's stop worrying about changing the world and let's start trying to improve it. Sometimes a fire, the right fire, is all we need. My father, before teaching me how to cook when I was a very young boy, he taught me very early on how to help him make a fire for the big paella pan that each Sunday he will cook for friends and family. And I always wanted to cook, but he never let me. He only wanted me to help him to control the fire. That was my job. I'm like, give me a break. One day, really, my frustration very much exploded, and I say, I want to cook, Daddy, and he told me, go away. We'll talk later. Obviously, they made the paella without me, but at the end, he sat me down and he said, my son, you know, maybe that was not clear, but I've been teaching you how you should control the fire. Because once you control the fire, then and only then, you can become a cook. This really hit home in 2018, right when I went to Haiti, right after the earthquake. And let me tell you, the people were hungry. So I did what the chef knows how to do. I began cooking. But most important, I began learning. Like in many developing countries, most Haitians cook over open fires under charcoal or wood. In the process of feeding their families, which with expensive charcoal, they inhale toxic smoke. More than 4 million women die every year from lung diseases. Because, let's face it, who feeds humanity are women. And thanks God, they are trying to feed humanity. But unfortunately, in the process, babies that are in the arms of those women, they become asthmatic by the time they are 3 years old. Young girls, more often than not, are sent to the forest to collect wood, keeping them out of school and exposing them to untold dangers. This wood consumption leads to deforestation. Deforestation takes over the landscape. Rain that should bring life comes down the mountainside, causing erosion and not giving a chance to new trees. The water washes the very rich topsoil. No soil, no harvest for the farmers to feed the many. The people go hungry. Soil ends up in the sea, and the cloudy water makes corals and reefs decline. No fish equals no fishing industry, no scuba diving. The hope of tourism vanishes. In the process of feeding themselves, people in Haiti and around the world get hungrier and poorer. An endless cycle. And food is at the center of all of this. Humanity very much learned how to control fire more or less 600,000 years ago. Yet today we have 3 billion people who still cook over 3 rocks on the ground. 3 billion people for whom all these years of technological advancement has not created a better life. And my mission, and the mission of many, has been to provide sustainable solutions to poverty through the eyes of a chef. Like my father taught me, first you must learn to control the fire. And there we know it's a simple solution: clean cook stoves. When we bring clean cook stoves, one household at a time, with them, women are healthier. They work less hours. They save money for more important needs. Girls receive finally a proper education. The forest starts growing back. Roots grow deep in the ground, making way for nutrient-rich soil that absorbs rain and grows healthy crops. There is no more water runoff. Corals are healthy, so fish comes back, and the fishermen can support their families. Local tourism shows up. You see a simple solution here for an impossible problem. As a chef, you have no idea how happy this makes me. The same cook stove that helps me feed my family, and the same cook stoves that helps your family feed themselves, can actually become the cook stove that will feed the world. So to you, to the graduates, you are forging an important new path. One that food and nutrition is not secondary to global issues like poverty and environment and education, but actually where food is central to solving those issues. Of the new Sustainable Development Goals mandated by the United Nations, food very much touches them, almost all of them. And the ideas you have, the solutions you create will greatly enhance living standards for all. You will go to work for the highest positions of government, to NGOs, you will become business leaders, or you will go to great academic institutions like Tufts University. But I hope that some of you, I hope that maybe you will become one day Secretary of Agriculture. Or even better, help create a new position, Secretary of Food. Or even better, you should become the next President of the United States. But you should become the next Food President of the United States of America. Take it seriously, because it should happen. And I guarantee you'll be a woman. So, recently I visited you, many of you at campus. I don't know who came, but some of you came back, so I hope it was not too bad. And I was very humbled that you took time to listen to me, ask me questions, and quite frankly, with a lot of humbleness, I tell you, I answer with the best know-how I had. My know-how comes really from experiencing up close the challenges that millions of people face today. We need to remember this, that a thesis with an intelligent solution that may work is not enough. Make sure that you face the same challenges you are looking to solve. Don't just study them, but face them. Put yourselves in those people's shoes. Feel their pain down to the bone. What they face, you must face it too. Only then you can help to improve their way of life. Something I've learned, something that no book or class or degree can teach you, is that you cannot always have a plan for everything. Sometimes planning is a luxury in times of crisis. I created my NGO, World Central Kitchen, after the earthquake in Haiti. And only 5 days after the Hurricane Maria hit the island of Puerto Rico, we went there too. We arrived with a simple mission to feed the people. We didn't meet, we didn't plan, we only did what we know. We started cooking. On day one, it was only 20 friends in one kitchen where water was coming down from every corner in the heart of San Juan. We produced 1,000 meals that first day, enough to bring nourishment and some hope to a small group of neighbors. But with 3 million people hungry in Puerto Rico, our 1,000 meals a day was not enough to feed the island. We kept cooking. In very few weeks, we went from 1 kitchen to 23 kitchens all around the island, from 20 volunteers to over 20,000 volunteers, and from 1,000 meals a day to over 150,000. Many millions meals were done. So acting is sometimes more important than planning. This is a lesson no amount of schooling can prepare you for. Your future missions will be too important for you to freeze in the face of adversity. Your worst idea that you execute will always be better than a great idea that nobody tried to carry forward. Don't be afraid of failure. To stop and plan in order to avoid failure is to stop and plan while people are hungry, or even worse, dying. To avoid failure is to avoid learning. To be young and inexperienced for many is a handicap, but actually it can be your greatest asset. You are not captive to the failed ideas of the past. Your creativity and perspective allow you to approach challenges that others before you have failed to resolve. Let me give you a quick glimpse. A few years ago, I remember this new water-carrying backpack designed to help women transport water over long distances. And I offered to test me personally in the high mountains of Haiti. We went to a mountain in spring, and we had to go a few miles up to the mountaintop. A group of women walked right past me. They were carrying 3 times more water than the one I was carrying. They were balancing the water perfectly without the need of any new invention on their head. They were walking faster, straighter, and without spilling a single drop of water. And there I was, in pain, struggling to stay upright and wet down to my underwear. You know, millions of dollars were spent to develop that water backpack. But it didn't begin to address the cause of the problem. No clean water nearby. With this device, women still needed to carry the water all the way up to the mountain. And actually, they had their own creative ways to carry the water. I wish that those millions had been invested in bringing water directly to the village. An effective solution, not acute one. But with pragmatism and a little creativity, we finally found the answer. That moment gave me the resolve to say, we can do better. So since we couldn't locate water in the ground, we decided to look for it in the sky. Almost like, let's try to milk the clouds. And soon, thanks to the help of scientists and entrepreneurs like you and many smart people trying to resolve those issues, we are about to install in this village a state-of-the-art atmospheric water recollection system that extracts gallons of clean water every day, using only the power of the sun. You see, we are not throwing money at the problem, but we are trying at least to invest money into the solution. My humanitarian mentor and great friend, Robert Egger, a guy you all should read his book one day, he always told me that more often, charity is about the redemption of the giver instead of being the liberation of the receiver. We must invest in solutions that liberate humanity from these constraints, and we must never give up. You can never give up, because much will be expected from every one of you. You literally have the world's well-being on your shoulders. We can go without many things, but we cannot go without food and everything that food touches. So please, act with the urgency of now. In the process of sitting around and finding a way to solve world hunger, humanity is going hungry. Your decision to take action will be the difference for millions between going to bed hungry or with a full stomach. The world is hungry, but not only for food. It's hungry for people like you with bold ideas and the enthusiasm and courage to implement them. Men and women like you, ready to be active in transforming challenges into solutions. At the end of probably the first book I ever read from an American author, John Steinbeck's The Grapes of Wrath, the main character, John Todt, says, whatever there is a fight so hungry people can eat, I will be there. I promise you that I will try to be there. And I know that you should be there too. So let's do this. Let's join the fight together until our hunger for improving the world ends the hunger that holds humanity hostage from the horizon of hope and prosperity we are aiming for. One plate of food at a time, one cooked stove at a time, one clean source of water at a time. We together can improve the world. I am José Andrés and I am a cook, but tell me where you are going, because I want to be there next to you. Thank you very much.